recording because we're going to have a shorter session this morning because we're super lucky to have a Natick High School student, Shresta, with us this morning to talk about her work at, I think, possibly at the state level related to vaping and also the Natick High organization, Natick Above the Influence. Shrest is still in school and has an exam at 9:30 or shortly thereafter. So her time with us will be short. So we're going to dispense with introductions and we'll turn it right over to you, Shresta. Thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Yeah, of course. So, hi everyone. My name is Shresta, and I'm a junior at Natick High School. And so, to give you a bit of background, I first came into NATI as a freshman at the high school, and I didn't really know a lot about substance use prevention or how big tobacco companies target youth. I was just like, they said there was free pizza, so I joined, and I really didn't really know what it was about. But after I joined, I started learning a lot more about big tobacco industry and how tobacco can really negatively influence youth's life, and how at that time there was like a lot of vaping going on, and I've seen it in my school and community. So I started connecting. I was like, oh, I saw that in my eighth grade class last year. Like there were like kids vaping in like the health class when they were talking about it too. So I was just like, oh, this is like a big problem. And as I learned more, I realized there was like another aspect of vaping that I didn't think about before. Those vapes, a lot of them are disposable. And so I was like, where do those disposable vapes go? I mean, you put them in the trash, you put them in the recycle. So as I looked into it, I realized that there is no place for them because they contain nicotine e-liquid and they have lithium batteries, so you can't put them in the trash because they've actually been like garbage like fires, and it's pretty dangerous there. And if you like throw them on the ground or something, that e-liquid can actually get into our water supply. And obviously there's like a lot of plastic in the vapes too, so it was terrible for the people and for the environment and our community as well. So I was like, there's got to be a solution for this. Well, as a freshman, I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know how to start, but I decided to tell people in the community about it, like, get the word out. So I hosted stalls at Natick Nights and it had a petition to like tell people about it. And it was really helpful. We got 300 plus signatures. I did it with my sister, and it was really like nice to, people didn't think about that aspect, just like I didn't realize it before. So after they heard it, they were like, this shouldn't be like this should have a solution. And with Natty, there's an amazing advisor there. Her name is Elizabeth Chalfin, and she's just great. So she was also working on this with me, and then we decided that we can look into something. We should definitely find a solution for this. So we started talking to neighboring towns, and our there's two like take back days in Natick. There's hazardous waste day and prescription drug take back day. So we reached out to them. We were like, okay, do you take vapes? Neither of them did. So there was really no place for the community to get rid of these harmful devices. And so we started looking into solutions. So we talked to neighboring towns, and we started reaching out to companies to see if those companies will then take these vapes and dispose of them properly. So after a lot of communication, especially with Massachusetts, like environmental protection, because there's a lot of laws around lithium batteries and like nicotine transferring states, like there's a whole lot of legislation around this area, rightfully so. So after navigating all of those, we were finally able to have our first vape take back day. We added it to prescription drug take back day this year, and it was now you can go to the police station on prescription drug take back day and also drop off your vapes. So we're finally finding a good solution for this. We're hoping to make it more long term over time because we don't want people to like store vapes in their house. But this was just like the one thing that we could do. And as this grows and people hear more about it, we're hoping to transition to a more long term solution. So yeah, this is like a townwide thing. Needham also started doing this after we like were looking into this, so it was great to spread the word around and telling people that we do have part solution now. And I'm also in my sophomore year, I applied to the statewide leadership team. It's called the 84 Movement, and it does statewide prevention work. And I couldn't have gotten there without NATI as my avenue. So it was great to have that opportunity. So I applied to that program, and now on the statewide team, there's 20 youth. And just like Natty, there's different chapters across the state, like different clubs, and they for all of them, I think there's 75 chapters across Massachusetts working on prevention work, and we have 20 representatives on the statewide level. So we're part of the Massachusetts Department of Health, so we work a lot on educating and distributing information about big tobacco's tactics and hosting workshops and stuff like that. We also have statewide like events. There's Enough Day, which I was able to actually speak at as a speaker, and there's Youth Power Summit. So those were really fun. And through my work there, I realized there was another loophole that big tobacco keeps exploiting. Um, so internet sales are a terrible like thing for youth because there's a lot of like laws that Massachusetts has regarding tobacco. We're one of the leading states, which is great. But like, so we ban flavored tobacco products, and obviously, underage, under 21, you can't buy tobacco products. So those are really responsible for keeping youth safe. Otherwise, big tobacco companies will keep trying to market to youth. There's actually like devices that are just look like they're for kids, but they say that they're not marketing to youth. Anyways, so there's another loophole that I realized that you can go online and just buy nicotine devices. So I actually went online and I was able to buy flavored tobacco product, like an e-liquid, and get it shipped to my house. There was like I just clicked, oh, I'm over 21, and the flavors are banned in Massachusetts, but they're still like shipped to my door. There was no check. Like, there's supposed to be a check after they get to your house, like, oh, like, are you actually 21? Like, kind of like thing. There was nothing. So I decided to file a bill in Massachusetts to ban internet tobacco sales. So I was able to, Representative David Linsky was super supportive of the idea. He was great, and he filed it in the state. So we have that as a bill now, and it passed the Joint Committee on Public Health. I testified last summer, so it's still in committee. I don't know where it'll go, but I'm really hoping that it'll like move on. And I decided that like we shouldn't just stop here. So just to spread the word and also like try to do a little more, I'm also in contact with groups from California and Maine to try to also get something done in their state. And from there, when I was presenting at a tobacco free mass meeting, which is like a statewide interest group kind of thing, advocating against the big tobacco industry, they actually can lobby. So while I was presenting there in support of my bill, they did sign on and support it afterwards. A woman reached out to me and she was like, oh, like, have you heard of this policy? It's called nicotine free generation. Like, I think you would really be in support of it. So after speaking with their group, I realized there's this policy called nicotine free generation, which is basically it's a phase out bill. So if you can buy nicotine, I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but if you can buy nicotine right now, you're still able to buy it like for your whole life. But right now, for me, I'm 17 years old, I'm not allowed to buy nicotine ever in the future. So what this will do is it'll phase out nicotine completely, but in a way that people who are still using it can continue to use it. And the whole point of this is to limit targeting to youth. Like, on social media, you get ads for like Zyn, which are nicotine pouches, and vapes, and they're constantly trying to hook the new audience with like new products. So there's literally, they'll always find another way, like whether it's online or new flavors, or they don't put on the labels that it's flavored and they're actually flavored. Like, they always find another way. But this policy will completely limit that targeting. It's gone. Like middle schoolers are not going to be using nicotine products if this policy is enacted. So I started working with this group and I testify at local boards of health. And we've gotten 24 municipalities across Massachusetts to pass it. Unfortunately, Natick has not gotten there. I'm still working on that with NATI, and we're hoping to push more next year. But yeah, I think that it's a great policy. And Yeah, sorry, that was a lot, but I think that is a lot of my work that I did on substitute prevention, and you can ask any questions.
That's amazing.
I have
I'm
questions.
seeing a lot more smiles on people's faces than we often get at this stage on a Monday morning. I think people are so excited to see your energy and enthusiasm for working on all of this. I know Cindy and Brinley have their hands up, and I'm going to claim moderator privilege and just ask a couple right at the outset of just for the vape products.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about them. How long is a vape product used in terms of how often is someone in a position of wanting to get rid of or throw away the one they have? And then also, it's fantastic that you've worked that into the prescription take back. Do you know what the town or whoever collects them, what do they do with them once they've been collected? And then we can go to Brinley and Cindy.
Yeah, so basically the prescription drug take back day, like we're collecting them, like the town is collecting them, police department is collecting them, but the plan is to then have a company pick them up and then dispose of them. And to your earlier question of how long a vape is used, well, I mean one cartridge is equal to like 20 cigarettes, but like people can just puff for as long as they want, and like it's usually up to the user and how many puffs like a cartridge has. But most of them are disposable, which is the main problem. Like they will just, it's like already the cartridge is inside and they'll just use it and throw it away. There's no like refill. There's some that are coming out there you can just like put in the new cartridge, but a lot of them are just like you can use it and then just throw it away. So yeah.
So a lot of these things. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Brinley?
Yes, try as I might to quickly find the bill that you're talking about. I have not been able to. Can you,
Yeah.
um, can you, I just want to put the link in there so we can all look at it. So I don't know if you want to put the link in there, if you want to tell me what the bill is real quick, and I'll just find it and put it
Oh,
in.
Nope.
You
It's
remember the
it's
bill
two
number?
four it's two
Oh,
four
you
eight
put it in.
two.
Okay, great. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That was it. And I'm so appreciative of this work. So.
Thank you.
Great. Cindy, you had your hand up, but
well,
then lowered it.
I'll take it back because I was wondering about the disposal, but Shresta explained that a company is going to take it away for disposal, and I'm just curious, like, what do they do with it? Do you know?
I, yeah, I know. So a lot of the companies we reached out to are lithium battery disposers. Like they try to like reuse it. So I mean, obviously they're companies, so they're a little bit like a little secretive of their work. So I mean, I'm hoping that it is like a safe way to dispose it and reuse it because that is what they say on their website. So I mean, hopefully, yeah, but we'll definitely
Okay.
dig further as well.
Okay. And then just to follow up, how do we get the Senate to act on this bill?
Mm.
Oh yeah. So right now, like it's gonna be assigned to like there's gonna be another hearing, I think Ways and Means. And there's gonna be hearings. So if you would want to speak in support, I'll definitely like send you the details whenever that comes out. It's a little slow, but you know, it'll be great if I have more support and people speaking in favor of this.
Yeah, thank you. We would definitely like to help with that.
Mhm.
Rick, you've got your hand up. Got to come off mute, Rick. Rick, you're on mute. Rick, you got to come off mute.
Is he frozen?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. There
There
he
you
Sorry,
is.
go.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on my iPhone, which I couldn't get on for some reason on anything else. Shresta, very good to see you again. It was great that you guys were at the Econatic, fair on Earth Day weekend, and I really enjoyed finding out about this initiative there. And I'm glad you're here. And I hope maybe if I didn't miss it already, that you'll talk some about your your ambitions, beyond high school and what's next on your radar, because it's just very impressive what you're doing. My original question was along the lines of Cindy's, and I'm wondering if there has been much, because I haven't seen a lot of media about it, about the disposal aspect of it. But, because of, I'm aware that, for instance, in the artificial turf, effort to sort of, do that in a most environmental way, if it has to be done at all. One of the big questions is, where do the companies that say they're going to dispose things actually dispose them? And there's been a fair amount of journalistic and non-journalistic work of people tracing what actually happens to the fields that, the plastic and all the other infill that moves on, supposedly to be recycled. A lot of it ends up in warehouses in places where it just sits for years, and it's very bad when that happens. So I'm wondering if there's a way to, if you know of, or are interested in trying to find out, what do they actually do with it? And because it doesn't sound, from what I heard at the booth when you guys were talking about it, it doesn't sound like it's terribly easy or profitable to dispose of it. And things that aren't profitable to dispose of are costing somebody money. The question is, who's paying for it? So be interesting to press on that. And I'm not sure you'll get an answer from DPW. Not that DPW is irresponsible in any way. They're on top of these things generally, but that would be a place to start.
Yeah, so sorry, I forgot to mention, but we actually got a $15,000 grant last year for this project. So we applied and we have the money to fund this. Yeah.
I know Sarah wants to ask a question, but I was about to ask the first question that Rick asked, which was, would love to hear what your future plans are, not necessarily about this, but I just, you're a junior, getting close to thinking about college. It sounds like I want you to run for president is really, I'll just cut to the chase. But I'm just curious if you've got any thoughts about where you see your life going, and then we can go to Sarah's question.
Yeah, well, a lot of my work actually for substance use prevention revolves around the carcinogens that tobacco products have. I lost my grandmother to breast cancer actually, so if there were more tools and resources to identify that she had it earlier, she actually could have been saved. So I wanted to use my skills and become a biomedical engineer to, find a solution for cancer. Which is obviously a very ambitious goal, but just to do anything I can help in that field and try to do something. So over the summer, I actually got into a paid program at Tufts. So I'm going to be working on that and it's like a biomedical engineering program. So I'm really looking forward to going there. And yeah, thanks for asking.
Super exciting to hear about this. Sarah?
Oh, that's super cool that you're doing that. I lost my mom and grandmother to breast cancer, so I totally get it. A survivor of it myself, thanks to early detection. So it really can make a huge difference. But I wanted to jump back to the issue of, what do the disposal companies do with this stuff? I spent my career in the hazardous waste site cleanup business, and basically, if people aren't forced by regulation
Yeah.
to dispose of things properly, they don't, because again, as Rick said, it comes down to money. And I think I have not looked into this particular topic, so take this with a somewhat of a grain of salt, but um, I am guessing that the state regulatory framework for these things is very patchwork to non-existent, and that there are all kinds of, little loopholes, just like the tobacco companies. Unfortunately, there are loopholes everywhere. And, certainly if you like any help trying to navigate the environmental regulatory system, I would be happy to provide some input with that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, when last I heard when I reached out, to the companies to really ask them, same as you, what are they actually going to do with it? Most of them said they were either going to reuse them or incinerate them. I don't think
Mhm.
there'll be any dumping, but I mean,
Mhm.
incinerating is pretty bad as well. But
Yeah,
at
I was gonna
least,
say, even the incinerating, you would really
yeah,
want to look at where and how they were going to do that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, thanks for offering the help. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm. Does anybody know what happens to lithium batteries that we did, like not related to vape products, but um, that we just dispose of now?
I'm pretty sure you have to bring your batteries into the DPW
Right.
place
But
and
what do
drop
they
them
do with
off.
them?
I
Yeah.
think it's another company who picks them up, but I'm not
Yeah.
completely sure.
Yeah. Sounds like they Arlo Guthrie record there. It's like one big pile's better than two little piles was maybe. But tell us more about Natty. You mentioned earlier that if I heard you correctly, that there are chapters of Natty organizations in multiple schools. Like, is there a larger organization that the Natick group is kind of modeled after, or is it a thing of its own? Or
Jen,
Yeah.
can you remind us what NATI stands for, please?
Oh yeah, it's Natick above the influence. Yeah. So I'm actually a chair of NATI, and I've loved to see like the organization grow over the past 3 years. We have like one. So what you're saying is like in Natick itself, do we have multiple chapters?
no, well, no, I mean, well, you tell us the answer. I thought what you were saying was that different schools, like various schools, can have chapters for students at that school about the influence, and but maybe I'm misunderstanding. So
I think what I said, I think maybe it's because like there's a statewide group,
yeah.
and the 84 movement has multiple chapters. It's not NATI, but NATI is one of those chapters.
Oh,
But
okay.
NATI actually does have two smaller groups at Kennedy and Wilson that just
Oh,
started this year, and it's great. A lot of middle schoolers are now interested. I think that it's called Make Healthy Choices at both Kennedy and Wilson instead of like Natty Junior or something. So it's great, and those groups are actually working on a lot. My sister actually came to Sticker Shock, which is an event, like annual event that before prom we go to different alcohol stores across towns and put in stickers, like put up stickers that says you can't buy for people that are under 21, like alcohol is only 21 over, to just remind people that you shouldn't be buying alcohol for people that are younger and underage. So just before prom, that is like a thing we do. And now we have more people understanding and getting exposed to like substance use prevention at a younger age, so they'll learn more about it and they can come into the high school prepared. So it's great. So yeah, we do have 3 different groups, and Natty is part of Natick 180, which is a town group. So yeah.
right. Yeah, they were with us here 2 or 3 weeks ago. So very impressed with them. I've been hugging all the thing. Do others have questions for Shresta? I know she has just a few more minutes with us. No.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Kathleen.
You were just talking about students getting interested, middle school students, and I guess I was just curious if you see a growing interest and support either among high school students or as well as middle school, and awareness and support for the kind of things your group is promoting.
Um, yeah, I think so. I think that like as a middle schooler, there was no club when I was there, so I didn't know anything about this, and I came into freshman year without knowing about it. And I think that as a middle schooler, like if you start joining, you care more about the issue, like you understand it. I didn't know it was such a big issue when I was in middle school, so I think it definitely helps. And at that age, they also tell you in your health classes about all these different products. So when you hear about it and you have an avenue to go help and support, it's really helpful, because my sister's always telling me like, oh, I just like learned about vapes, I learned about tobacco and whatever, like what can I do to support it? And we had the club, so it was great. Yeah.
Terrific.
Great. Pat.
Yeah, thanks so much. This has really been great, and I appreciate everything you've been doing and raising awareness. Also, I want to thank you for cleaning up around Natick High School. I know that you did that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, Natty has like multiple cleanups, so we're happy to help.
Yeah, we're struggling around there, but no, this is really exciting. Thanks so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Do you get any peer pressure from the folks that are using all of these products at the school? Like, your enthusiasm and spirit is just overwhelming and wonderful. I'm just I'd hate to think of people, making fun or kind of saying, "Oh, those natty, kids" or something.
Well, Natty is actually a pretty big group, so we have a lot of
Nice.
like support, but there have been people being like, oh, do you actually care about this issue, or like you're just like doing this? Like, I mean, like they're just like questioning like the motives, like why do you care if other people like use nicotine products? But in my opinion, like there's a company profiting off of young lives. I mean, so
Right.
people do definitely question like motives, or like why do you even care, kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, having, again, coming from a family with people who've had cancer, the idea of trying to reduce the use of a carcinogenic product to me is totally makes sense. That, trying to keep other people from going through that. 'Cause, it makes a lot of sense to me, but maybe if you haven't been through it, it's harder to see it.
Mm.
Yeah, and I mean, at like some Board of Health meetings, there's actually like big tobacco lobbyists that like show up and like oppose, and they even say that they're like, oh, these youth advocates are paid, like they're here and they're paid to speak, and we're like, you're paid, like, are you kidding?
Well, admit it. You got in it just for the pizza, right? So, yeah, you even said so. I know your time's almost up. We see two more hands. Let's see if we can squeeze in Cindy and Rick's questions, and then
Yeah, of
we'll
course.
let you go. Cindy?
Shresta, thank you so much for coming. Do you notice, so it's been 3 years you've been at the high school. Are you aware of changes in the sorts of things that kids are into that are bad for their health? Like
Yeah.
is vaping on the decline, or is it still increasing? Just questions like that.
Yeah. Well, there was a big like vaping spike in like 2020, 2021, and that was like it was a huge number. Like there were so many like young kids vaping because they didn't know it was bad for them. And that number that percentage has obviously been on the decline, but I still think it's a lot of kids like still using that much nicotine and getting hooked for the rest of their lives. But there has been a rise in nicotine pouches, which are thin. They look like they're just like an icebreaker, like gum container, and they're really small. You put them like in your upper lip. A lot of young kids are using this now, and because it's so easy to like hide, you can just put it there, and then no one notices. Like at least vaping, like you can see like the vapor, and there's different things that you can notice. But in this one, you can literally have it in class, and no one's gonna know. So this is like a thing that is definitely more kids are using it. Like I see them. So yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Rick?
Well, a couple of questions and a parting thought, but with Cindy's question and your answer, what is the kick that kids get out of nicotine specifically? Do you know? Why do they do it? What is it other than to be cool or to break the rules? What's the deal?
Well, I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that it's like pretty like addicting, and obviously you start first, like your friends are doing it on social media. Like there are so many influencers like showing that it's like cool or not. I haven't like tried it, so I'm not really sure, but I do know that a lot of like youth like they like the feel of it and going out like and partying and using it. So yeah.
But does it taste when you have the patch? I mean, is it the patch is flavored? Is that?
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of flavored products still here and still going around, which is those flavors are very addictive. They're even more addictive to youth because obviously if it's like mango flavored or something, you're gonna try it and like it. I don't think the regular nicotine ones are flavored, but there's so much flavored products that are hidden that I think all the youth that use it are using flavored ones. So I think it is the flavors that addict a lot of youth. Yeah.
A stupid question. I mean, is there sugar involved in this too? Because that's pretty addictive as well. And
Yeah, definitely.
there definitely is sugar involved in it.
Yeah, there's probably sugar. It's like sweet. It's probably syrup too, actually. Like so it's pretty bad.
Okay, if you don't, just a quick question. You don't have to expound on it at all. Do you participate in athletics at all?
I'm the president of like a pickleball club here. Like I founded that. That's like it.
Oh, we should talk. Okay. So, okay, pickleball. I'm just wondering, are you at all aware of the issue around artificial turf or the issues? Do you sense any awareness?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as the president of Earth Club, we definitely do know about it, and we definitely talked about it before. We haven't.
Wait, you're the president of the Earth Club and you're a board member of NATI? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has David Linsky offered to hire you yet? He should. I wish you would just help him out in your spare time.
Yeah.
Right.
He only takes college students, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, Shrista, I've got 9:30 on my clock, and I know you have your math exam. So we're gonna let you go. I mean, we would love to to have you come back anytime. It's been super exciting to get a few minutes of your time. We're so excited for everything you're doing. So rock on, as
Thank you
people of
so
our
much.
generations would say.